nigga. Straight facts, straight. Tryna hit the fours list, straight facts. Back in the kitchen, no risk. Boss so efficient, I can't miss. This that new edition. Who's this? This that new shit. Hotter than fresh grits. I ain't got time for you lame little rappers. They call me Dylan cause I came to spit fire. Y'all wanna talk drugs, y'all wanna be trappers. I wanna talk facts, I ain't never been a liar. Never. If we talking women, boy, you know I don't play. If she had to choose, though, she's coming my way. You in the DMs, like, what you doing? What's up?
Is this down now? We just been talking for a whole 10 minutes and there's no sound. That's crazy. That is insane. I hope this sound now. Yeah, all right. We're good. We're good. That was me. All right. Anyway, to recap, we were talking about who had the worst off season as far as making moves in free agency. X believes it's Chicago. I was staying on the Lakers. And yeah, that's basically where we are right now. I think that the Lakers haven't done enough to maximize the time that they have left with LeBron, whereas my counterpart believes that Chicago hasn't done enough to boost up Kobe White and get rid of Levine.
I mean, I ain't putting it just like boost up Kobe White. I'm just putting it as the value that they're getting out of what they got now isn't what they should have gotten when they should have already blew this thing up. They should have they like 2-3 seasons behind on the moves they should have made. Now they can't move Zach LaVine because nobody wants him with that ginormous contract.
Yeah, the contract is just too big. How many years are left?
When somebody else could have been paying him,
yeah,
and dealing with that instead of them, and they could have had more room to maneuver with, to put pieces around and see what they got out there because they know they got Kobe White,
and they just got Giddey.
Yeah, they got Giddey in it, but you gotta understand, shoot. And they could have been making stuff happen.
This I didn't even know this. Levine turns 29. He'll be 30 next season. His contract runs. I'm trying to get his contract up. But yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at your take because it's what's the alternative right now?
Exactly.
And then you have somebody who can't stay healthy, can't stay on the court. What are we doing here?
Exactly.
So are we trying to win basketball games? Are we trying to get back to the playoffs and establish ourselves? Yeah. Because they haven't been really established since the Derrick Rose era.
Mm-hmm.
They've been on the decline. They've been teetering on. I want to compete, but I don't really know if I want to be in the lottery. Like it's one of the other.
Yeah, you can't be in the middle. You're not Miami.
Right. Well, the difference between Miami is that everybody that goes into that system, they buy into the culture, and the culture is you play hard and hope you get a contract out of it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's just all I'm saying. They're not Miami. Miami's the only team that can go through that type of thing.
Yeah.
And just constantly, be be viable and be one piece away where you're like, damn, they made the finals. If they had somebody else who was there who could just help, they could have won.
No, Lonzo's still there. Lonzo's just he's a cone. He's a he's a cone right now. He's
Lonzo's
on the
sideline somewhere. He's out there proving Stephen A. wrong. That's his biggest.
Yeah, that's right now. He's trying to stand up. he ain't doing nothing. Yeah. What can the Lakers do currently with the money that they still have left with the play? Because there's still players out there. There's still players to pick up, and there's players to trade for. What can the Lakers do? If you was Jeannie Buss, who are you on the phone with? What team are you on the phone with? Who are you trying to bring to LA?
I know one person they could go ahead and get for cheap, most likely right now is like Eric Fournier.
Fournier, okay.
Yeah, people ain't I said Eric. Evan Fournier. Mm-hmm. That's one. I ain't gonna talk about no big name things because it's just like I ain't gonna lie. We done said it last year, and I'm still saying it. I don't think LeBron got anything else in him but a farewell tour and a fantastic one at that.
For this year coming in?
I just mean, period. Like I said, he's not winning no champions.
Oh, nah.
No championship. So it's just like, all right, cool. You can make moves, but let's make moves that make it look like, yo, I'm trying to help you win.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to protect my future and get that situated where I got draft picks. I got this, that, and the third.
Are you okay with them picking up Redick
to coach? With JJ?
Yeah.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, like, hey, look, I'm fine with it. I ain't gonna lie. I understand what everybody say, yo, there's other people who's more qualified, this, that, and the third. And it's just like, yo, look, going into a tough situation where the coach is going to be blamed anyway, regardless. No matter how much experience, how much time you got in this league, you're going to be blamed for the situation. Why not make it a rookie coach or whatever? Just get him some experience. He'll learn on the job and go ahead and the thing about it is like, when you get that rookie coach, and if he actually shows to be decent, this, that, and the third, it's like you got something to build with and to grow the coach with the culture of the team.
Yeah. Because that's all I was gonna say. It's something that. What if he becomes a rare gem where it's like he's a really good coach, knows his X's and O's, gets the players in the right spot, and the players buy into it.
Yeah.
My biggest question is LeBron buying into him.
Yeah.
LeBron, for all intents and purposes, has been known as a coach killer.
Yeah.
JJ is his man's. So it's like, do you sully your man's name because of what you personally want or want done on the court?
Yeah.
Or do you trust your man's enough to let him rock? Let him. I'm not going to override your decision because I trust you.
Yeah.
The good thing about JJ is he's OD smart. Like he knows his basketball. He knows how to get players open, especially shooters. I think the JJ hiring is going to help Austin Reeves probably more than anybody else on that team.
Yeah.
He knows how to get players open that can shoot the ball. He's going to implement plays to free up Austin Rivers for easy buckets. I think it's fantastic for him. I don't know how it is for LeBron. LeBron is not somebody that is you're doing a pin down screen to free him up for a three.
Yeah.
That's not his game. His game is he's the one setting the pin down or he's passing off the pin down. That's LeBron's game. Can JJ get LeBron in a mode where, because there's no true point guard on their roster currently, is JJ going to have LeBron play the point? Because we've been talking about it for the past 2-3 years now, that LeBron should be primary ball handler, playing the point and taking a lot more of the letting go of the stress and the rigmarole of being the primary scorer. If he starts deflecting and he got a whole bunch of shooters around him, because that's how you're supposed to build a team around LeBron.
Yeah.
Let him run the point and get into half court sets.
Yeah.
LeBron would be perfect right now, still in Miami.
Yeah. But I mean, at this point, I ain't gonna lie, LeBron's who LeBron is, but he just need to be more in that role where it's just like, and it's like even what you see with the USA team, that like that Draymond role where you can make the passes in places with less energy expended,
right?
Because he's getting older.
Yeah.
Like no matter what you say, he could go ahead and get those crazy numbers, but he got to play 82 games. Obviously, not all 82, but he's got to play a lot of games, and then you still got to go through the playoffs. Like that's a toll.
It's a stacked West.
Yeah, that is a toll, and it's just crazy to even think about somebody that age doing that. So it's just like
it's tough.
He needs somebody who AD got to step up. The other people got to step up and make it work. So
talking about Lakers and everything, we touched on the nepotism. Bronny to the Lakers, is that really good for him? Or because me personally, I think Bronny should have stayed in college at least one more year. It's different coming into a league where you still don't have your body. Like I like the fact that they have to go to college for a year. But I still think that Bronny doesn't have his body right. He doesn't have his NBA body. Not to say that he won't get it over Wemby. I felt like Wemby didn't all the way have him. We talked about Chet all the time. Chet had to put on the weight. He had to get in and be around NBA players to get that NBA weight up. So he's not being pushed around by the likes of, he's still getting pushed around by Embiid and stuff, but it's not like his rookie year where he was just move. You know what I'm saying? And he could go body and get to the cup. Bronny to me would benefit. He's of course going to benefit from the G League, but I think he would have benefited for one more year in college. And I don't think that USC did him any justice. He needed to go to a top school, a top program, Duke, North Carolina, these top programs where they're giving you a finished product when they draft them in the first round.
Yeah.
He would have sent him to Kentucky with Calipari. Calipari's going to have him ranked.
Mm-hmm.
He's the first round pick going to Kentucky. And I don't want to knock USC. I don't know their coaches and the culture that they have over there, but we're not talking about USC when it comes to March Madness. We're not talking about US. When's the last time we really talked about USC in basketball sense?
Yeah, I don't know. A good football team.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Football. You know, we don't talk about them in basketball, but we talk about Kentucky. We talk about Louisville, Kansas, Syracuse.
Yeah.
We talk about all these other top programs. Why not go? And I feel like LeBron is a little to blame for that because, of course, you want to keep your son close. You want to in state. You want to be able to see his games. But sending him to a top program where he would be able to benefit, I'm sure they sent him offers. Is LeBron's son. I'm sure every school in the nation sent him an offer. I'm sending him to Kentucky. I'm sending him to Duke. I'm sending him to Michigan State. You know, I'm sending him somewhere where I know that he's going. He's gonna go to a top program that's going to get his mentally right, but basketball also. I think Kentucky would have been probably the best for him.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's still not. Let's keep it a stack. He's still not an NBA player. It's just not. It's not like just to say like he's terrible. Because even when you see like some of these summer league games and we talk about him shooting 0 for 15 and things like that, some of them was grenades. Yes. Some of them were just wide open.
He missed.
And it's just like he missed. And it's not like they're bad misses.
Mm.
You can't look at them, none of them, and say they're just completely bad misses. The only bad miss he really had was one of them grenades.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's literally just missing off a few, a few inches either off the back, off the front. And honestly, when I'm looking at his jump shot, I'm thinking he has like similarities to his pops when he first came in the league. Because his shot isn't just it doesn't flow.
It's
fully.
Not fluid. No, it's not.
It's not and he just needs to work on that where he could get a fluid shot.
Yep.
And then his shot would be better because it's just like you see what he brings on the defensive side. He competes, he plays smart, but it's just like at the end of the day, they call them 3 and Ds for a reason. You got to hit your 3 to be out there to play D.
Not facts.
Because if you're gonna give us defense and offense, you're gonna be a Cephalosha. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then what's his role gonna be?
Exactly.
Like, he hasn't even pinpointed what he wants to be on the court.
So it's just like it's a lot of that's going on that you could see in there. You just be like, yo, he's still not a finished product. He's not. He's not even close enough.
He's not.
And it's like you said, he should have either stayed in college or it's just like taking this path isn't bad neither. No, it's just the fact that now you got drafted.
And you're gonna end up on a team because
you're on a team because of your pops.
Yes.
Like we could say it as you want, but he's on the team because of his pops. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, yo, you just gotta play.
Well, I mean, let's really talk about it though, because Jordan.
Yeah,
Jordan got 2 sons
earlier. Yeah.
Jordan got 2 sons.
One of his sons.
They both play basketball.
Yeah.
They never went to a roster. And Jordan
would never drafted him even in Charlotte. He made some bad draft picks. But it's just like straight up, it's just like Jordan to look at his son and be like, yo, look, you not ready. I could just tell you ain't it. Yeah, you ain't gonna bring my name into this league again.
No, put my name on the back of the jersey. That's crazy.
Like people looking at you like you're my son. That's your son, Jordan? Yeah, man. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And touting that, because the thing about it, LeBron touted it and was just saying like, yeah, Bronny is better than a lot of people in this league. I've seen what he did in the summer league. He don't look better than a lot of people in this league.
He doesn't.
He might be on a level as a lot of these bum people that you're talking about. He's better than in the league.
Well, what I will give credit for is Gilbert Arenas. He was like, he was comparing the stats to other star players that had a really bad summer league. Jaylen Brown was one of them. Jaylen Brown was like 5 for 25 throughout the whole summer league. But Jaylen Brown already had an identity, and he was the number 3 overall pick. We're talking about the number 55th overall pick. And the only reason why the spotlight is on the 55th overall pick, and we're not talking about the 3rd overall pick, is because of the name on the back of his jersey. So when you look at it from that perspective, maybe a lot of people are putting a lot of expectations on Bronny, and Bronny is not going to be able to ever live up to those expectations. But that's also the expectation that was thrust upon him by his own father. Bless you.
Thank you.
His own father put these expectations on him.
Yeah, that's the fact, because it's like, yo, where in the world are we spending 30 minutes?
Hey, hold on. Leslie said, you can't even compare Jordan selfish ass to LeBron. Nigga don't even care about his people.
Yeah.
While I'm wearing Jordans.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that, but guess what? We just talking about him talking about basketball.
Yeah, we talking about basketball, bro. Man. You know we'll get into the politics over here.
Yeah, because it's just like, and like you said, it's just crazy because we talking about the 55th pick. We're not even talking about Alex Sarr.
Yeah, we're not talking about none of the first.
We're not even talking about what is the Zachary Ricochet.
Talking about the 55th pick in the draft.
Well, we should really be
2 pick.
Which we should really be talking about is Reed Shepherd. That's who we should really be talking about.
Reed Shepherd, where you go?
He went to Houston.
Houston got some dogs,
man. bro.
Houston, they might sleep at this shit.
What I look at Reed Shepherd as is like he's like a Men Thompson, but the shooting version of him. Like obviously he's like the white boy version where he ain't got the athleticism, so he had to learn how to shoot. But he make winning plays on the other end too. He knows how to pass the ball.
And
he puts himself in position to defend properly and things like that. So it's like I think Houston is gonna look good in a few years.
They might sleep with this shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. They might sleep with this shit.
Like I think that they still need to get it together because they need to still build some chemistry between everybody. They
went on a little run last year.
Yeah,
and they was in the mix for the play-in.
Yeah, but the thing, like I said, they need to get it together still.
I agree.
Like
with that.
In a few years, there'll be a problem. And I could sit there and say, you could sit there and say, oh, they wasn't a plan, but they ain't going to sit there and be top 3.
No. No. I mean,
so then they just
there's only
but the thing
there's not a lot of teams you could say in the West currently that's gonna be in top.
But that's the thing about it. They're in the West, so they have to be a top 3 to even be a problem. Like for real. Like, and when I say problem, I mean a problem as far as to really win this thing.
Denver.
Like, I get
you.
Like y'all be in there giving fits to people, but y'all still gonna be like 7th or 8th, and then what?
Playing.
Yeah, you're gonna still get smoked by get smoked by the top 3. Come on.
Yeah.
But it's just like I think they just have good pieces.
Nah, I do too. And I think that they're ascending. They're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Another team I feel like is going in the right direction, not for nothing, is Detroit.
Yeah, they did pick up some good people, and hopefully they stay healthy.
Yeah, health is a major factor.
It's Cade Cunningham, man. When he's out there, he got space and he's good, but it's just like Detroit hasn't given him anything to work with.
They haven't given him anything to work with.
They got another twin out there, Saw. That's my boy, but he can't hit the side of a barn. You know what I mean?
He can jump too. He got bunnies.
He rebound. He's the new age. I ain't gonna lie, he's the new age Dennis Rodman out there because he ain't gonna shoot for 3 that like crazy. But he's getting offensive rebounds. Yep. He's always putting himself in positions to do things, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So
what? Kids outside. Who you watching in the summer league right now?
Who am I watching?
Yeah, who you watching?
Like I said, I seen stuff about I ain't gonna keep it stacked with you. I ain't really watching the summer league,
Mm-hmm.
but I keep up with some of the people. And man, the real spotlight should be on Alex Saw because he just stank that thing up, bro. My boy went 0 for 15. I ain't look at the. I'm gonna look at the highlight. Well, not highlight, but low light to that.
That's why I don't understand. Like everybody making us think about Bronny, and I understand why, but it's like the
It's
top
other
5
people-
picks right now.
They ain't doing nothing.
Nothing, bro. Nothing.
And it's just crazy. That's how weak
Nah,
everybody said this draft was so weak.
It was.
So it's like
There were some gems.
We shouldn't expect anything crazy from any of these people. So it's like I think that's why this summer league is cool, but it's just like this summer league is like whatever. The people who's putting up decent numbers and showing out is the people who already played in summer league last year.
Yeah.
They got a year. They got a year.
They got a year under
professional basketball being around those people. So they cooking. They doing their thing. G.G. Jackson doing his thing. What Josh Christopher doing his thing.
Facts.
And it's just like, come on, like what do you expect from these rookies? Like, especially when y'all all said this draft was weak. We shouldn't expect nothing from them. And just be like, damn, I'm glad this person was good because they needed this. 10 years from now, this might be one of those drafts you look at, you like, oh, we could have just skipped this one. You feel me?
Let's get into these off-season acquisitions. I gotta run through. Well, first of all, we're gonna talk about Klay Thompson to Dallas.
Oh Lord.
I know you're upset. You want Klay to stay, Golden State. I'm okay with this. I think this is exactly what Luka needs.
Yeah.
I think you get a motivated Klay.
Mm-hmm.
Klay's one thing he never really lost. I mean, I get the 0 for 10. That's one game. Yeah. That's one game. It's an anomaly. It just happened at the worst time in his career. But he's a shooter.
Yeah.
And you have Luka, who's going to get you open. It's different from having Steph. Yes, you got to watch Steph. You got to be cognizant of Steph. But you could kind of keep an eye on Klay.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that with Luka. Luka is more crafty. He can hit from anywhere on the court. It's a lot different from Steph because you're watching him come down and you just don't want him to shoot. Get the ball out of his hands and keep the ball out of his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Luka, the ball's already in Luka's hands. He's coming down and he's on a mission. He can either go downhill or he could fake going downhill, stop on a dime, step back, and it's a 3. It's crazy. And he don't even got to do that no more. How can you effectively double him?
Yeah.
Then you got Kyrie. And now you got Klay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think the only real thing that they're missing is a true big man.
Oh, no. We ain't going to do that.
What, with Gabbert? Gafford. There you go.
And what's his?
I know. I like the other kid, the Spanish kid.
Yeah,
the one was coming off the bench. I like him.
It's escaping me. He just got drafted too.
Yeah, he just got drafted last year. He was a rookie.
Yeah.
I like him.
God. Yeah,
but he was injured.
But them two as a tandem. I understand you talk about a big man, but them two as a tandem coming off the bench and just replacing each other, that gives him something. I ain't gonna lie. You don't really need a big, especially when you're playing with a guy like Luka. You don't need a big to be crazy dominant. And then the way this league is played, you don't need him to be that dominant. You just need him to be able to space the floor and do exactly what they do. Because guess what? Klay, and like we talk about Klay isn't the best creator with the ball in his hand.
He's not.
But if you watch and seen last season with Trace Jackson, that was one of his best passing displays, and times he played the best is when he was in pick and roll with them or doing some action with them where he got a off ball screen with one of them, and now the defense doubles him like off of the screens and he just throw up a lob to a big man. Guess what? You got 2 of those now.
Yeah, in Dallas.
So it's like that's gonna open up Klay's game because he's always gonna have that. He's not gonna be in a game with your 5-man as Draymond Green, who's not jumping off the floor.
Yeah, facts.
So it's like that's gonna open up that part of his game.
And Luka is super
And then
aggressive.
Luka's just aggressive, where
Yeah.
it's just like, yo, at some point the help is gonna have to come off of somewhere. And it's like if you put Klay Thompson in that weak side corner, that's where the help has to come from. And it's like, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna leave Klay Thompson open? But on the other end, if Klay start missing in Dallas, they're gonna have to deal with his his acumen and how he acts, and you just gotta figure out if you're gonna deal with that, because Klay could be annoying at times. I've watched him for years. And he could be annoying. You just like, yo, Klay, relax, bro.
Yo, bro, it's bad because the way that he plays the game when he has the ball in his hand is so hesitant. It's like, yo, just get the ball out of your hand already. Like, he's mad hesitant for no reason.
You know, I gave him the Danny Green rule. He got the same rule as Danny Green to me.
2 seconds.
You get 2 dribbles. If you do 2 dribbles and nothing good comes out of those 2 dribbles, pick the ball up.
Yeah.
And find someone to get a ball to.
Yeah. I mean, but luckily he has 2 really good ball handlers in Dallas. I think it's gonna work out.
But that's
for
the
him.
thing. That's the thing where you think about it too. It's like, yo, when we watch Kyrie and Luka, they're so good with the ball and creating their own shots. And Klay's so good with moving off ball. It's like, when are you gotta incorporate Klay into that now?
You don't think that'll be seamless?
No. Because neither one of these guys has been with somebody who they truly do that. All they do is have these people stand around.
No.
Go ahead.
Kyrie
with what?
JR was in his later career in Cleveland. He was good at moving without the ball in his hand and finding open space to get open for a shot. He also had Deladova played good off the ball with Kyrie when they was both on the floor.
But what I'm saying is, things like that is stuff that they create themselves, and then like these guys happen to move.
Okay, so you mean in like set plays where it's like it's designed for Klay to be open,
bro? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like they
but
don't.
Kid is not
like that.
Kid is not going to draw that up either.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the thing. And I'm like, yo, Klay, are you going to be fine with that? Just standing around? Your career has been movement.
Yeah.
Threes, like you could hit those. You're the best stationary shooter ever.
Are you gonna be okay with being stationary in the corner and waiting for the shot?
No, and then you're not the and
you're not even a second scorer on that.
Yeah,
team.
You're not a second scorer. You're not. And then what I was about to say is, he's not a defender like he used to be. So you can't stay engaged entirely throughout the game, because you're not defending, and then you're not moving really.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
So it's like he has to adjust to that part of his career too.
So it's more of an adjustment for Klay than it is for
it's gonna be an adjustment for Klay.
Yeah, because I think Luka is gonna find him the ball.
Yeah, but just stationary. But now it's just like, all right, cool. Now it's like, when you gonna run some plays for him?
Yeah,
is he gonna sit there and be like, yo, I need to get some movement out there? Is he gonna, you know what I mean? Is that gonna be in a press conference one day? Where the reporter is gonna ask, what's the difference? How you feel the difference between playing with a superstar like Steph Curry versus
Luka? Yeah, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. I have to stay still.
You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna talk about the difference between the Golden State offense, and then now if he says the wrong thing one time,
that's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
but do you incorporate him in picks now?
You got to incorporate him somehow. Like, he's going to get incorporated more, obviously, with one of them go to the bench. That's going to have to be.
Yeah, it's going to have to be like a real stagger, where he has to be on a court with one of them at all times.
But it's just like, which one is going to set you up? Because Luka's energy, when you out, and that's the way they played all season last season. It's like, all right, well, Luka goes out, Kyrie, you get aggressive.
Yeah. Kyrie goes to the bench.
Luka gets you get aggressive.
He's already aggressive.
Yeah,
he gets super aggressive. Yeah.
So now, when is there going to be the point where it's like, all right, Luka, you go to the bench. We got more space for Klay to move around. Now, Kyrie, I need you not to be aggressive, which you've been the best for us when you're aggressive, and pass the ball to Klay off a pin down.
It would have been better if he went to the Lakers. Think about how much spacing LeBron's going to give you.
Yeah.
And then you got JJ, who I already talked about him. He's going to draw it up to get Austin free. Mm-hmm. Imagine him drawing up to get Klay free. Yeah. Him and Klay is damn near the same player. Klay just taller and can shoot better.
Mm-hmm.
But JJ is right there with him.
Yeah.
And you're telling me JJ can't figure out how to free him up?
Yeah, and that team would have did that more
often,
more frequently, and more
than
like
he'll
they would
probably get in Dallas.
Yeah, they would have bought in more to that. Like, all right, cool, we can get Clay some shots.
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
So it's like that's just the one thing I want to see, and hopefully they go ahead and figure that out throughout the season, because it's just like one thing you don't want to do is get Clay's mental.
Yeah, they're gonna have an 0 for 10 in the playoffs again.
Yeah, you don't want to. You want him to keep him mentally engaged.
Yeah.
So,
Knicks, my team.
The Knicks
8. We traded for Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
This is what I was gonna wait for the pod. I didn't tell you this. So imagine Leon Rose on the phone, right? What can I get? You know, what do you need so I can get Mikal Bridges, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we'll trade you Mikal Bridges, but you gotta take Ben Simmons' contract too. Imagine. But all jokes aside, Ben Simmons in Tibbs' system, he would have been defensive player of the year, bro.
Yeah, that's just if he wants to play.
And I would have threw in Randall. Yeah, you don't need Randall if you got Ben Simmons.
That's a fact. I think the Randall part of this situation,
that's gonna be the weird part, because where does Randall fit in this offense?
You know what? I don't think it's weird, and this is what I was gonna say. Like what you said about Ben Simmons was, and it's gonna sound funny, but you know, the Knicks, they out there playing with the power of friendship. They're gonna be out there playing with
brothers.
Yeah,
we're happy
and
but that's dope though, because when do you really get to play with your best friends?
No, that's
you know what I'm saying. All on the same team, like that's dope.
That's a fact. And what I was gonna say is when you I listened to
good, Wayne.
What up? What I listened to an interview with Julius. I was gonna call him Jalen. Julius Randle, and he was talking about how Jalen Brunson. I keep Brunson was calling him and making sure he keeping his efforts up and everything, and it's like that. Brunson is the connector between all of them anyway. Now, so it's like you already have that relationship with him, and now even though Julius, this what used to be your team, it's not your team.
It's not his team anymore. No,
everybody sees that.
Yeah, it's not.
And there's so much of his people there now. You have no choice but to fit in.
He has to work his game into what
they're doing.
Right.
And he's from the sideline. He's seen the success that they had.
Yeah, they were injury away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And Brunson, Brunson already been like, yo, come on, you know, once you healthy, come on, like you're good with us. It's like I've been with you when I first got here. You was my guy,
but now
it's my team. Like it's my team, but it's just like, yo, you've been the guy here. I brought my guys, but I want you still here. Like, yo, you know what I mean? It's not like he ever sit there and said, So it's just like, I think it's just that friendship factor that's just like, all right, these guys get along. But now let me fall in line, and you know what I mean.
That's also gonna be tough too, because what happens during the season when you have because Randall is volatile emotionally. He's volatile. So what happens? You don't give him the ball, rightfully so. Maybe he was on the block, but you see the lane.
Yeah,
you know, somebody's in the lane. You don't want to really pass him the ball. Plus, do I give it to him on a block, or do I do an outlet pass to the corner? Because they're not, you know, what if somebody's shading and I got Bridges in the corner? I'm throwing the Bridges.
Yeah.
What happens when that happens too frequently? What happens when Randall doesn't feel like he's
a part of the guys?
Right.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's the tough thing that Brunson is gonna have to navigate.
Yeah.
And I think that Brunson did a good job, whereas he still included Randall in a way. All his press conferences during the playoffs, Indiana series, the Philly series. If we had Randall here, it'd be a different story. If we had Randall, you know, we the 7. We at Randall. We on the Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I get all that. You have Mikal Bridges now. You have 2 bona fide defensive wings in OG and Bridges.
Yeah.
Bridges, who hasn't missed a game in like 3 years. OG, who is one of the premier 3-and-D players in the league, who could cut to the basket on a dime. Bridges and OG, they're interchangeable.
Yeah.
They're basically the same player.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bridges has a little bit more defensive upside, but OG will lock you up.
Yeah.
And he's strong. Like Bridges don't have the strength OG do, but OG don't got the athleticism Bridges does.
Yeah, the length and stuff,
right.
Honestly.
So you already got your 2 defensive pieces to fit right in with Brunson, and they're interchangeable at the 2 and the 3, right?
Yeah.
You got Brunson at the 1. There's still a question mark around center because Mitch hasn't been healthy.
Bro.
And you lost Hartenson. So your backup is Jericho Sims, who is still unproven.
Mm-hmm.
He could jump out the gym, but what does that mean if
he's just jumping at the fouls?
Yeah. And you don't really have too much of a bona fide people coming off the bench other than maybe Dante and Josh.
Yeah.
Hart and DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Said it right.
You got it. It took time.
You got Deuce McBride. You got the rookie point guard that you just drafted. And then you got a stash wing that you don't know what you're gonna do with.
And don't forget, y'all got Cam Johnson now too. So
campaign. Right. Man. So this is a small team.
Yeah.
Your biggest players are Randall, Mitch, and Sims. We don't have depth. We lost Boban in the trade to get Bridges. So who do you have? Who do you put out there? Jordan was like, we should go ahead and pick up McGee. McGee would be a good pickup.
Yeah.
But we need somebody that is not going to give a solid defense for 5 minutes. I need somebody that's going to be out there for at least 15 to 20 minutes because you don't know what's going to happen. I don't want McGee to come in and start starting because Mitch is down.
Yeah.
And I don't want Sims to do it either.
Yeah.
Sims is good for like 5 to 10 minute spurts. I think McGee is the same way. 5 to 10 minute spurts. I don't want you out there longer than that.
Yeah. So
do you buy into small ball? Do you buy into small ball and put Randall at the 5?
I mean, that's what they're looking, and I think honestly they're veering toward doing anyway because like
everybody's interchangeable pretty much.
Yeah,
you could put Josh Hart out there too.
Hart, who's gonna be like,
he's gonna get boards
regardless.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be exciting. I think that right now is an exciting time for Knicks, for all of us fans, because one, we're unknown. So we're kind of like going into unknown territory because of the fact that we didn't have Randall during the playoffs during our run. So now getting Randall back, seeing how Tibbs is going to integrate everything, and seeing how he's going to mesh with Super Friends, the Villanova Knicks.
Yeah.
And you got OG out there. So it's interesting. It's interesting. But what I will say is right now, I think that is Boston, New York, and then Philly.
Oh yeah, and yeah.
And if I was to have an Eastern Conference power rankings, it would be Boston, New York, Philly, and then I think it's a close tie between Milwaukee and no, I'll put Milwaukee at 4. I don't think there's a close tie.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, but I think Indiana's still there. I think Indiana is going to build on what they did last year.
And they got some
they're just
because of injuries.
Right. But
they still
there. There's nothing but speed right there, and you can't teach that. So it's interesting. I think that the Eastern Conference is starting to bud, especially with the younger players coming in. Yeah. Orlando is going to be right in the mix. I think that they're still going to have one of the better defenses in the league. They just need to put it together offensively and learn how to close out.
That's it.
Miami is still viable.
Yeah, always.
What's the Toronto? Toronto is still
At the bottom, yeah.
They're still at the bottom. They're still at the bottom, but they're. I'm talking like if we're talking about like 1 through 8, Toronto's in it. Toronto's like 8.
Huh.
Who'd you put
mean
above?
1 through?
If we're saying like 1 through 8.
I thought you meant 1 through 8 on the roster, but 1 through
No. 1 through 8 in the
I
East.
see what you're saying.
Yeah. I will put them like 8.
Yeah, I can see.
Because I mean, what team would
there's
be?
No other team. Like, what do you think? Charlotte or them? Like,
no, I still think that Charlotte got another 2-3 years.
Yeah, like they whatever. So
I still don't think that they've done enough to maximize Melo's talent.
And then he's injured. Like
that too, and he's always injured. Like, so it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be a fun.
Just like we always say, the West, because honestly, I don't know. We ain't even say no winners, but the West definitely got the winner of the draft to me.
What?
Well, OKC. I said draft. I meant in the off season.
Oh, in the off season. Oh, with
Yeah, especially for the West.
Yeah,
because they picked up Caruso.
Yep, they got Caruso. That's what they need. They needed defense.
And then they picked up Hartenstein.
Yep, and they picked up Hartenstein. And I think that I'm upset that we lost Hartenstein, but I understand why we didn't offer that contract. That's a big contract.
Yeah, it is.
To guarantee. But that's exactly what they need. Chet doesn't need to be at the center. He doesn't need to be at the 5. He needs to be at the 4.
I ain't gonna lie. I think he's still gonna be at the 5. Don't get me wrong, because the way their offense flows. But it's just gonna be
positionless. I think that for paper purposes, Chet is gonna be at the 5, but he's gonna play the 4.
What I'm saying is like they're gonna start the 5 that they started last season and things like that.
You don't think Hartenstein's gonna start?
No, I don't think so.
With this contract?
I think they're even gonna put.
He's getting like what, 26 a year?
It sounds good, but I think they're gonna still put Caruso or somebody in there and just run the same type of flow of offense that they had.
Caruso just has giddy.
But
spot.
I'm not sitting here saying no to it. I'm sitting here saying like Hartenstein is still gonna get minutes.
Oh yeah, I mean
he's still gonna get.
He's gonna get minutes.
No, yeah, he's still gonna get those minutes and get more minutes than you expect.
Right.
But you're gonna start with the flow that
you. Okay,
you know
that makes
what I
sense.
mean?
Okay, so you're gonna start your regular 5 that you already had out there that got you the number 1 seed in the West.
You where you got, but
but you're gonna have Hartenstein with majority of the minutes at the 5. Okay, that makes sense.
And do things, you know what
that
I mean?
Makes sense.
But it's just like it's gonna keep the flow of your substitution pattern.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I still believe that Chet needs to.
No,
he needs at the 4.
Yeah, no, he needs to have, because honestly, I put it like this: you can still have him at the 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
I put him on some Denver Nuggets type of thing, and it's just like your 4-man has to be somebody like an Aaron Gordon, who could do all the bruising stuff, still could hit a 3 every once in a while.
But who's that in?
Jackson? No, what I'm saying is they don't have that.
No,
they just don't have that. But that's the type of mold
that's what they need.
That I would sit here and say, like, say if they would have went ahead
and got like a Boban or something.
Not even Boban. Say if they would have had like an Evan Turner from Indiana.
Imagine if they get Laurie.
If even that.
They get Laurie.
Like somebody who could who has length, who can help. Like he don't have to be exceptional, because you gotta understand Chet's still going to be a defensive menace down there, but if you have somebody who's at the 4 who could rebound, who could help do all that dirty work, and that's what I was sitting here saying about the other Jalen Williams on that team.
Yeah.
What he needed to step up was to be able to hit those 3s, space that floor, and be able to grab rebounds. You have the height.
He has the height and the length
for that, and you just don't. You're not.
It's almost like he's uninterested.
And I ain't gonna lie. He got to start playing dark skin like. Let's keep it stacked. He's a light skinned dude. You gotta play dark skin out there and go get gritty. You
gotta have the Black Air Force energy.
Yeah. Like, you play with that. And it's like, yo, if you would have just played with that, you could have solidified yourself as that person.
As that guy, yeah.
Yeah. But
they wouldn't need anybody else. What's interesting is coming into the season, because I don't think that they're gonna have the number 1 seed. I think I think Denver's gonna go back to being Denver, and you still got Minnesota.
I don't know about Denver being Denver. They done lost too much pieces. They relying on young guys. I understand you still got
Joker.
Player.
Yeah, you still got the best player in the league.
But at the end of the day, your team has been dwindled down.
They have. They have
lost
majorly
every season from that winning season. You have lost a piece.
Yeah,
and you're just replacing them with some people who was already there who were playing behind that person. Like now you got a lesser version of that.
Mm. So you would have Minnesota coming into the season as number one? Because I mean, I have Dallas, Minnesota, OKC, and Denver. Those that's what I would have
four,
as the four. Yeah,
the four. But it's just like.
But who would you have going into the season? Who would you solidify as number one going into if you had your power rankings?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm still gonna go OKC because they didn't lose anything. They only added to it. Are they championships?
No,
I ain't gonna sit there and say that, but they're the young guys who could play an 82 season game, who could play 82 seasons and win those.
Yeah,
but you still need that experience for real. And it's just like, I'm glad y'all made it last season. They got some experience of that playoffs. Jalen Williams gonna learn from the experience of the playoffs. Shai is gonna keep doing what he's doing.
Shai's fantastic.
And it's just gonna be like, it's gonna be another season of what they did last year.
You don't think Minnesota's gonna?
I think Minnesota has to, but it's just like we said, it's all on Cat.
Cat's the X factor.
It's all on Cat and what he's gonna do this season, bro.
Cat is just, if he wasn't so foul prone,
yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Like he just
if he wasn't so foul, if he could just stay on the floor, bro. Because that's what killed him during before they got to the Celtics. When they was playing who they played before the Celtics? OKC, right? Who did Minnesota play?
The Celtics, you mean?
Before the finals. Dallas. Oh, they played Dallas. Yeah, what am I?
I'm like the Celtics. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, I'm so all right. So so when Minnesota played Dallas, that's what hurt Minnesota. Cat not being on the floor.
But also the thing about it, what hurt them was the fact that
they never adjusted to what they was doing to Anthony Edwards.
They couldn't adjust any of that. So it's just like Minnesota still they obviously got stuff to figure out what they're gonna do.
Yeah, because Conley is older. His health is going to have to be a priority because he was the major reason why they couldn't really adjust because they was forcing Anthony to play point guard.
Yeah, they didn't have that guard,
and they don't have a backup.
Nope.
That's a terrific backup for them is it would have been Campaign. Would have been as a backup point guard.
I understand
coming off the bench,
but the thing about it was this man Conley was hurt, so he wasn't playing. So for him to play those minutes that Conley wasn't there,
right? Cam would have had to damn near play the entire game because they still don't have anybody.
Exactly, and it's just like that's still a negative. So it's like, yeah, let's just high key lean into defense and pray for the best.
Do you have any last minute favorite acquisitions from this offseason?
Oh, honestly, no. I Philly, like, they did good at picking up Paul George, but at the end of the day,
it's Paul George.
Yeah, like,
it's Paul George. It didn't really move the needle to me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
it's Paul George.
People were saying they won because I like the other people that they picked up too,
but
like with Martin and stuff. But it's just like
Paul George was a push acquisition for me. It wasn't for. It wasn't against.
Yeah,
it's like right in the middle because Paul George is Paul George.
Because let's talk about it. Let's keep it a stack. I know you said last minute, but let's keep it a stack. Paul George, you just went from top 2 injured player of all time
to top 1
to another top 2 because they're both up there. You know what I mean? Both of them. So it's just like, yo, what?
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, even though you talk about you probably feel like you're one of the best Robins, you know what I mean? You know your role and like the way you play, it's fantastic. But it's just like, yo, you're like you say, you would be a second or third option when Embiid's out there. But guess what? When he's out there,
what happens when he's not out there?
When you're not out there, it's just like you're banking on
it's gonna help
Tyrese Maxey.
It's gonna
I
help
don't
Maxey.
even think it's gonna help Maxey. The thing about it, no, it's gonna help Maxey that he's not out there, and you have Paul George there. But at the end of the day, Maxey didn't play well when Embiid wasn't there. He had like one or two good games.
It was one game where he went on for like
we're just like, all right, you're going crazy, but your best like totality, winning wise and everything, your best games was when Embiid was there. You showed that you could play with Embiid fantastic.
Oh, man.
So it's just like, what now? Like, we're banking on Tyrese Maxey and Paul George? Caleb
going against Boston and New York and Milwaukee.
Bro, come on.
Yes. That's
tough. Paul George, you went to the perfect situation as far as going to the East. Because the West is bananas.
Yeah.
So you go into the East, that's the best thing you could have did for yourself to possibly get further.
Does this losing Paul George, does it help LA? Does it help the Clippers?
No. Because now when Kawhi's not playing, who the hell's gonna be there?
I mean, you got Harden, you got Westbrook.
No. I know Harden's the system, but who are you going to system if they're going to double and triple team your ass? Because Westbrook ain't hitting no shots. Like, I can't even tell you what's on your roster at this point. I don't even
man, Leslie gonna hate this part, man. Clippers, I don't see the Clippers in the top 6.
No, Kawhi, he's probably contemplating retirement at this point. Because
if you get Toronto Kawhi, if he could rewind the clock miraculously and turn into Toronto Kawhi, I think Clippers have a legitimate shot.
But then you need the dirty work players. At least they had that out there in Toronto. They had OG.
Yeah, that's the thing. They lost too many pieces. They lost Batum. They lost. There's too many pieces that they lost that did the dirty work that they don't have right now.
Exactly.
And you're in the West. Mm-hmm. The West is stacked. You have the young guys like Houston who could give you a run for their money on any given night. You have the established guys like Golden State who could still give you the run of the money any given night, and LA, and then you got the dominant guys, Denver, OKC, Dallas. Dallas did enough to get better. Mm-hmm. OKC, they didn't really have to do too much. They just have to they need more experience.
Yeah.
And you still got Minnesota. As long as Cat can stay out of foul trouble, Minnesota, their defense is stupid. Like, they have top 2 defense in the league. It's them in Orlando. So, and Boston. So you look at it from that. What is the Clippers going to do? Kawhi goes down. Let's do load management. Let's hypotheticals, right? Load management. So you have to play.
I mean, that's not a hypothetical. But go ahead. That's gonna happen.
You have to play what, 68 games, something like that.
What you mean?
In order to be considered into MVP conversation or something like that, it's like 68 games, right? Okay, so let's say he plays 68 games. That's the threshold we're gonna stay at. 68 games, 82 games. What? That's about 14 to 16 games off that you're taking off. Let's say you don't play on back-to-backs. What happens if you have a back-to-back where you're playing one of the top teams? So let's say you play shitty team. You play Detroit. Mm-hmm. Let's say you play Detroit. Your very next game is OKC. I mean, it's not going to happen. They usually do back-to-backs in the same area. But let's for hypothetical purposes, let's say that's what happens. Mm-hmm. You're playing OKC. You need this win. This win is going to solidify you in the Western Conference rankings.
Yeah.
The Detroit game don't matter. You could have took off that game.
Mm-hmm.
You decided to take off the OKC game. OKC smack shot. Okay, now you're 1 game back from OKC.
Yep.
Let's see. Tweak a knee. 2 games later, Denver comes into town. Now you're 2 games back. Like, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, and like, you could do that load management where you have someone else who could possibly be that X factor and take this team to the next level, like Paul George.
I don't see Harden being that
all the time.
Paul George was perfect in that system because he did everything. He was their dirty player at that point.
Like, and then let's keep it a stack. James Harden just got mad at Kyrie for not playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like
Westbrook on his way out.
bro, gotta be. But the thing about it is like Harden just got mad at Kyrie for not playing for the vaccine thing and all the stuff he put him through. Now you're going to sit here at the end of your career, Harden, and deal with Kawhi's.
And Kawhi not gonna play because he a robot. He need to be
He
charged.
need to reboot his system. Like, what do you mean? He has not installed empathy. He's never installed that into his system. So it's like he can't empathize with you to be like, oh yeah, I should play for you, buddy. No, I'm playing for my knee. That's what I'm playing for. Like, what?
He ain't getting installed. Nah, yo. Leslie gonna hate this pod, bro. He gonna hate this pod. It's the truth. We speak nothing but facts, though.
And it's just like, it's crazy. I don't think the Clippers, they shit. I don't know what they're gonna do.
It's tough. It's tough. First of all, they should have never given up so much for well, one, they should have never gave so much up for Harden. But then two, imagine you never trade Shea. You could have got Paul George in free agency.
Yeah.
You could have walked over here.
Mm-hmm.
They have Shea with Kawhi. So what? Kawhi out.
Yeah.
We got Shea.
I mean, that's the one thing I'll give it to Doc Rivers. He actually said that once. He was like, yo, you know what I mean? I think Shea's a good player. That's the only thing I could ever get a Doc Rivers. Because I felt like when I watched Shea, I was like, oh, Shea. I was like, and I said it, I was like, Shea is just like the way he moves, he's like a slashing version of Paul George. He's just gonna have that aura about him. He just does it. And now if you look at Twitter, all his Twitter fans and everybody, they love Shea.
Yeah.
They love Shea like some Paul George type of
all the young guys.
Yeah, what is it called? What's it called? The cult classic type of thing, you know, cult classics.
Yeah.
They got their own basketball players got that, and Paul George is a cult classic, you know what I mean? Shea is gonna be the next cult classic. And it's just like you see them, and they're like, oh yeah, Paul George, my favorite player. You're like, Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George.
You're like, what? And now Shea is gonna be Shea is gonna be the next one for the next people. They're gonna be like Shea. And you like Shea.
But the difference is between
Shea is turned into an MVP candidate.
Yeah, Shea
crazy. So
Shea
it's
has
like,
turned up.
Yeah.
What the allure with Paul George was the fact that he was a two-way player, like premier two-way player.
Two-way, his game was smooth, and that's just what I was talking about. Offensively, Shea's game is smooth, and when he first came, I was saying here like, yo, he gives me Paul George vibes, just a small Paul George, but not the shooting version, just a slashing version. Like, you know what I mean? It's just everything smooth about his game.
Even when he dime you up, bro, like it's smooth as hell.
Yeah, so it's just like
I'm
just like shit. That's the one thing I get to Doc Rivers. You won a championship and
Boston. Should have kept this guy.
But yeah,
should have kept this guy.
Like, yo, you know you should have fought for that.
Yeah, should have kept this guy.
If you really felt that.
Yo, Jordan, you trying to come on the show, man? We can buzz you in real quick. Let me know if you want to come on the show real quick. We got like 3 more topics and then we out here.
Where else we going to? Because I'm sorry we had to talk about Paul George.
Yeah, Olympics, man. Olympics.
Oh man.
All right. So for those not in the know, you should be in the know. But for those not in the know, Jaylen Brown is upset because Kawhi dropped out and Jaylen Brown wasn't added to the Olympic roster. Mm-hmm. Instead, his teammate and counterpart Derek White was added to the roster. There's a controversy going on because he backed Kyrie during the vaccine thing, and I think he's endorsed by Adidas, right? Jaylen Brown.
I don't know.
And Nike is like head of the Olympic committee and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's like a little controversy right now. But is Jaylen Brown right for being upset? Finals MVP, Jaylen Brown.
Fine, you got to add that.
Yeah, I had to.
But I think yes, he's right.
That's definitely Charlotte. Oh no, it's Adeline.
Potato.
Close my door, baby.
I think he's right to feel slighted. Like he just came off a season where we looked at him and seen the improvement from that last season, and he showed that he's better than he was.
Right.
And he just went ahead and led the team, helped lead a team. Like it's an A-B thing. I don't care. A-B
Yeah,
thing with them
Tatum
too, but he
and
helped
Brown.
lead a team.
But yeah, he helped. He was the catalyst.
Yeah.
He set the tone.
To win a championship, offensive side, defensive side. And you telling me one of the people that you look at who was a catalyst to win a championship, offensive side and defensive side, and Kawhi can't be traded out, switched out for a guy who just literally played basically the same type of game he played.
And
when you chose one like him first,
and I get Derek White comparison because Derek White does give you a lot of what, but Jaylen Brown and Derek White. Like, if we're all things considered, we're in the park. You see Derek White, you see Jaylen Brown. You're picking Jaylen Brown. Like it's not. It's not rocket science. Yeah. You're picking Jaylen Brown. So I don't understand why we're going into the world. This is basketball on the world stage. It's not basketball in the States. It's not NBA basketball. This is the Olympics. You're playing for your country, and you want to win for your country. You want gold. Why wouldn't you want the best players? I'm not saying Derek White is a bad player. I'm saying that Jaylen Brown is better. I'm picking Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is a Finals MVP. It's recent. This is not last year, 2 years ago, 3 years. This is just 2 months ago. Yeah. He won Finals MVP. And you have his running mate,
bro.
There.
You have his running mate and another
wearing Kobe's number. Blasphemous. Ooh. Dogs is wilding. I think my dog got beat up by his dog. He deserved it. Goldie. Goldie got beat up? Oh, good. Oh, Riley snapped that Goldie. Good job, Riley. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. All right, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. I go to daddy. Good girl. Snap that Goldie.
I just want to, you know what I mean? I want to be there and make sure I can control.
Yeah, I got you. You good. But yeah, no, I was saying I'm picking Jaylen Brown. I understand why Jaylen Brown feels slighted. I would feel slighted too. Especially if I won Finals MVP and the guy. That he assisted. He had a couple of good big shots. But did he get Finals MVP? Like, did he get Finals MVP? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know?
No, that's a fact. Because it's just like, yo, I'm picking the Finals MVP over anything, regardless. Because any year, anybody, I mean, the only one you could probably look at and be like, yo, a Finals MVP that I wouldn't pick was probably Andre Iguodala at the time, but.
And I would still get Andre.
I know I would still what I'm saying is like I would still pick him, but it's like, yo, over like whoever else that could possibly be. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm throwing the name out if you're thinking about, you know what I mean?
I get you.
Over the years, MVPs of the finals, like Andre Iguodala is the only one you could put next to Jaylen and be like, yeah, I'm definitely still picking Jaylen over Andre.
Facts. I would. It's tough because of the fact that Tatum is there.
Yeah.
Like, that's the toughest part. You have Tatum there. Tatum's like, oh, it's not Batman and Robin, it's Batman and Batman.
Yeah.
Like, and then you choose Derek White, who is a Robin.
Legit.
like legit.
And with these two, he's not even a Robin. He's a goddamn, what's the butler name? Alfred. Yeah, he's the butler. He's just serving these guys up. That's what he's doing.
He's not even that, bro. He's the bat belt.
Like, and it's the thing. It's like, all right, cool. I'm with it. I understand. Maybe if they would have just if they would have disguised it better, right? So like if I'm sitting here making a team and I'm sitting here like, yo, I'm choosing Derek White over you, and they laid it out properly, I'd be like, all right, cool. Because they talked about, all right, it's for a team aspect. And I was like, all right, cool. If this is truly a team aspect, you got to really lay it out thick.
Yeah,
because it's like, yo, if I sit here and say I'm picking Derek White, and I'd be like, yo, I'm picking him because he molds into the team better as far as passing the ball, handling a rock, and getting everybody situated. I could be like, all right, maybe you could sit there and sell me on that because you have these other players off the bench who's like Steph Curry and things like that. Maybe you could probably sell, but you ain't even possibly sell that.
Or maybe it's because they knew getting Jaylen Brown that they have to start him. You have to start the Finals MVP. You have to start him. Derek White, I'm getting Derek White.
You can put him on the bench and use him as a team.
You could use him whenever you want to use him. Oh, go out there now. We're up 20 points. You can't do that with Jaylen Brown.
And I'm like, and that's the thing.
So I get
sold
that
better.
I get
and
that.
be like, yo, this is the reason why this, that, and the third. Then it's like, all right, cool. I can get with that.
But you can't get.
But if we just talking about, yo, I'm switching Kawhi,
who was gonna start. For Derek White, who's starting in Kawhi's place,
bro?
Who's the man starting in, like, I understand. I get that. I get that because and I get it. There's a lot of egos. There's a lot of big names. You have Devin Booker. You got Edwards. You got LeBron. You got Curry. You got Embiid. You got Bam. Yeah, I get all of that. You even got Embiid coming off the bench.
Yeah.
And I get Embiid is only coming off the bench because of health. And Bam is he's the healthier big. But and Embiid and Bam is probably gonna have identical minutes.
Yeah.
Identical. You're telling me that Jaylen Brown couldn't take Kawhi's minutes and everybody would have still been cool with it? He's the Finals MVP. That's the pinnacle of the NBA.
Yeah,
it's the pinnacle. That it's winning the championship and getting the MVP.
Yeah,
Tatum didn't get the MVP.
No.
So if all things considered, Tatum should be home and Jaylen Brown should be there. But that's not how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it because Tatum has more star power and Tatum is one of the faces of the league. Cool. Jaylen Brown is not a face of the league. Cool beans. I'm cool with that. But if it wasn't for Jaylen Brown, the Celtics would have never won a championship.
Facts. And the thing about it is, if we talking about team aspect and things like that, I think Jaylen Brown's one of the people who would have been like, all right, cool, I'll come off the bench.
Thank you. I was thinking about the same thing. Because at the end of the day, all he cares about is winning. Is winning basketball,
I'll come
bro.
Off the bench. Like,
and who else is gonna feel any type of way about that? Because they all want to win. Reason why you get sent over there is because you want to win. You know, other than the fact that I got to play for the Olympics. That's one aspect of it. The other aspect is you want to take home gold.
Facts. Now his only hope
you want that on your resume.
Now his only hope to get on the team is Kevin Durant not playing. Now what you gonna now who you gonna pick up?
Yep.
After KD.
Yeah, and after he already made a stink about it. And I forgot all about KD because KD is somebody you would start to. Man, that would have been wicked. KD. Who do you start, bro?
That's the thing. That this lineup is
gotta start Curry. Gotta start
crazy.
Curry. You gotta start LeBron. You gotta Bam might even be coming off the bench at this point.
It's crazy.
Jeez.
That lineup is stacked. Crazy.
Yeah. So if KD don't play, if KD don't play, they call like Jimmy Butler.
Bro.
Yo, I'm going crazy. If I'm Jaylen Brown, I'm going bananas. But you called
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler. What did Jimmy Butler say? What he say? He said, over me.
Jimmy Butler over me.
Finals MVP.
Shoot.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah. That's crazy. Nah. Nah, bro. I wouldn't stand for it. I wouldn't stand for it. Now you could say there's a true agenda. There's a Nike agenda.
That's a fact.
But I understand the Derek White aspect because Derek White, I feel like, is not going to get. He's not going to get run, bro.
Yeah.
He's there for the
I
chemistry.
Think, I think he could get running. He could do stuff, but it's just
he's
like
not gonna get run like that, bro.
Yeah, exactly. When
He's
you're thinking about the rest of the stuff, it's like, all right,
you think about everybody else that's involved. You got Booker, you got Edwards, you got Curry, you got.
But like, it's like I said, it's like I said, it's just like Derek White's a great person to finish off a team with. So it's like if you put it into the factor, like you're just like, yo, I need somebody to sit here and do this, do that, or do that.
Yeah, Derek White.
You could do Derek White.
I get that. I mean, because we was even talking about he should have been on, defensive player of the year votes. He should have been on there. He should have. This should have been all NBA 13. We talked about that, but not over Jaylen Brown, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Not over Jaylen Brown. But I understand from that aspect because you're not going to give him the minutes. Now, Caitlin Clark not being a part of the Olympic team.
That's just the hate. I mean,
is that hate? Is that hate?
They talk about they wanted to put a winning team together, man. I dig it because it's just like you need some proof in people.
I get that too, but she's a shooter.
But that's
she's a shooter, bro. Imagine her and Sabrina.
That's what I'm
going
saying.
Out.
Like, that's the thing about it. It's like even if you don't have her engage in the offense and being the initiator in the offense, she could spot up because she could let that thing fly from wherever. Now it's just not like she's taking step back shots.
Yeah, she got a hold.
She just got a free range.
Asia passing her the ball.
Exactly. She got free range. She got people who know how to set screens to get her open.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's just like
she should have been out Sabrina, there. 2 wings.
When the guard spot's going crazy. But it's just the fact that, hey, look, I'm gonna say it's just the fact that some of these girls don't like her. Like, what do you want? Is it chemistry wise?
It's 8. I'm glad we brought that up though. I'm glad we brought that up because I really want to talk about it. Is she gonna get because all right? So Angel Reese had the historic run. It's never been done before in the WNBA with the double-double. Right? Yeah, 15 straight. She just not putting seats in the arenas.
Yeah,
she's not, and that's not a knock on her. No. It's not a knock on her, and it's not a knock on how she plays. It's not a knock on the player that she is. I think that she's an all-star caliber player in her rookie year. But Caitlin Clark she's putting seats, she's filling seats, she's filling arenas.
Yeah.
And it's not like she had a couple of bad games,
but
she's playing on a lot of rebound team, trying to do everything. She just had a triple-double the other day.
Yeah.
So what are we really discussing here? Are we going to go with favoritism, which the media always does? And if that's the case, then she is going to get Rookie of the Year. Or are we going to go with the production and what's going out there because Reese has been more consistent?
I think this race, to me, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. This is kind of like what we've seen in the NBA this year with Chet and Wemby. Is the beginning of the season. Chet was consistent, did everything he had to do, and he finished out the whole season like that, doing what he had to do. He was fantastic, efficient wise. He did what he had to do, and if Chet never turned up in that second half of the season, it could have been on some or he turned up late. It could have been some co-rookie of the year, or would you just straight up went to Chet?
Right.
And I think this is really what's happening even in the WNBA. Because to me, right now, I don't care.
I think it's Cole.
Yeah, I don't care right now in the WNBA. Right now, to me, it's still Angel Reese.
Yeah, I agree.
It's still Angel Reese's Rookie of the Year.
I agree, but
Caitlin
is going to be Caitlin.
It's favoritism, but Caitlin is starting to show, and their team is starting to get it together.
That too. They're playing more winning basketball. Together, than Chicago is playing right now.
I'm not even. Yeah, I'm not even talking about just the team. I'm talking about the fact that they finally getting it together to mesh, so Caitlyn can actually look like who she was in college.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's when she
That
went
makes
ahead
sense.
and got the triple double. The triple double would never happen at the beginning of the season, but it's happening now because they're getting it together. You got to talk about her running partner had like 30 points in the same game. Like,
So who has the most impact on the new deal? So for those that don't know, the WNBA signed a media rights deal to receive 2.2 billion over the next 11 years. So basically it's between ESPN, CBS, Prime,
yeah,
and I think one other source or whatever, but
probably like Peacock or something.
yeah, probably Peacock or something like that. NBC, right? Yeah,
like
so but basically it's an historic deal that's going to bring in more league revenue and more eyes on, rightfully so, on these women.
Get these girls paid.
Right. Who has the bigger impact currently? Not just from Angel and Caitlyn, but I'm talking about Asia. I'm talking about Brianna and Sabrina.
No, that's
like
what,
who's the catalyst?
I ain't gonna lie. We talk about catalyst for this. And then you got to think about it. It's 11 years as this is spanning through.
Yeah, 11 years starting next season.
The reason why it's popping up now, we're gonna keep it a stack, is
Caitlyn Clark.
So it's like you got to give it to her for that. And don't get me wrong, Asia Wilson, my baby. She's honestly one of the reasons why it's gonna also have some regular consistency, because she's gonna come with crazy play. Yeah. But I think this is, we're gonna keep it a stack. The reason this is coming up now is because it's Caitlyn Clark. Like,
and you have what's her face coming into the league next year?
Oh yeah, Juju
Watson.
Yeah.
So
it's like they're banking on these players, they're banking not on the Juju, ones that and they're banking now. On Caitlyn.
Like, who's going to have the better longevity from it? That's going to benefit more, Caitlyn or Juju?
From these things, it depends. If it's starting next season,
it might be Juju.
It might off rip, like the start of it's gonna be Juju,
but and longevity, then it might be
it's still. I think
because I think Caitlyn's like the Larry Bird of the WNBA right now.
Yeah,
but I think Juju coming in is going to be the magic.
Yeah, but it's just about how it's played out, because it's just like the fact that Juju came in afterward, the money is going to be there off rip. Right. So she's going to end up having a career where she makes more off of NBA contracts than Caitlyn.
Yeah.
But
Caitlyn might.
I think Caitlyn, just because, you know, shoe deals and things like that, whatever comes from this with her, I think Caitlyn is going to end up being that. But I like Juju too. She got a little round head girl.
Do you think that is like good basketball moving forward with the WNBA integrating more into the NBA, like for the All-Star games, more 3-point contests with the women coming in, like Sabrina, like Caitlyn possibly coming in next year.
For All-Star stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be good for the WNBA. But this is just more of what the WNBA loves to be integrated into stuff, man. You still always want to, you know what I'm about to say.
Yeah, I know.
They want to be their own.
They want to be their own thing.
And it's like this is more of a handout type of thing again.
We keep saying that. If you want to make it your own thing, lower the rim and start dunking.
Yeah, but this is more of a handout thing from the NBA to the WNBA again. That's all I'm saying about that. But I like it because it's just like, yo, you want to see these girls play. You want to see these girls compete and see what their level is compared to a guy.
Yeah.
But it's just like, we know what it is. Yeah. Like, more consistently, I'm going to take Steph Curry to win a 3-point contest than any of the best shooting females out there.
Yeah, I'm taking Steph over.
Like, Caitlyn, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Will Sabrina win one? Yeah, it's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like, she can shoot, yeah. But I'm still gonna, when we look at those Vegas odds,
it's gonna be
it's always gonna be stacked for Curry.
Yeah. But then
so again, it's just like it's Curry.
Like, let's put somebody else out there, because Curry's one of the best shooters to ever live. So let's put who's a decent shooter, but not like
who you gonna put out there like
let's put
Tyrese Halliburton. Like Tyrese was still cook.
Nah, Tyrese was good.
Like if you put in the best shooters against the best shooters, it's like
I would put DiVincenzo up against Caitlyn, and I'll probably still put plenty on DiVincenzo.
But that's the thing. We're putting a DiVincenzo who's a high class role player against someone in the WNBA
who's a starter,
who's a
bona fide
not
star.
just a star.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's where you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
It's showing that type of drop off, like where you like, all right, now this is a competition. I feel like I
feel like I could win.
Yeah,
I feel like I could do this.
So it's just
shout out to Sabrina though for doing it.
No, that's a fact.
For doing it, and she almost pulled it off. She almost pulled it off.
Yeah,
Curry he's Steph Curry.
So it's just like it's crazy, like that type of level of competition when you look at the men and the women, but it's no shots at them. But it's just like, come on, it's just like it is what it is.
Can we just lower the rim for them? Just lower the rim.
Let me just see you dunk.
I just want to see.
Dunk on me.
I mean, I'm sorry for being graphic. I just want to see some boobies dunk.
Dunk on me.
Dunk on me, please.
Take that,
please, bro. Put me on the block.
Hey, look,
back me down.
Hey, Miss Reese, because I'm nasty. You know, you ain't gonna fly me out, but you ain't gonna fly me out, but I'll make the trip.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, yeah, man, that's our show, man. Shout out to Celtics, Boston.
Oh, champion.
I freaking hate y'all, but as a Knicks fan, you know, I hate y'all, but I'm gonna congratulate you guys on a well-deserved victory. I don't know what else to say, man. I played Dallas.
You know, so. it's always bleep the Celtics.
Yeah, it's always.
But you know, I love Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Them two.
Yeah, no,
period.
Yeah, I love them.
And
I love the fact that they had Drew Holiday over there too, because Drew Holiday's a winner. He's a
yeah. I give it to him. Like
you saw the clips I sent you with him practicing defense.
Oh yeah, all season. Like he's not like, I don't even care about shooting. I just want to lock you up.
All of the Holiday brothers, all three of them,
like
beastly defensively.
So it's just like shout out to them, man.
Yeah, shout out to them, bro.
Yeah,
shout out to them. But yeah, man, that's our show.
That's our show, man. Y'all already know the vibes, man. Like, share, sub, and all the above. And you know we're gonna be here. This here next to each other. I can give my brother a pound. Give me a pound. I'm like, look. That's how you know we ain't got it edited or nothing, man.
Another episode soon. But we gotta do this again, man. I like the in-studio thing, man. But thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. We're taking 2 weeks off. I just had a baby. Thank you for bearing with me. And yeah, I'm on vacation, so that was on me. We didn't do any episodes because of me. So I do apologize.
It's always his fault.
Yeah, it's always my fault. It's always my fault. But we are back. Just give me 2 more weeks and we will be officially back. So starting in August, we're gonna get back into the off season of things. Basketball coming up. And we'll discuss the summer league more, and the Olympics should be going by then. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks.
Tell him to keep his thing in his pants.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Pause. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not even ending it. What am I doing right now, bro? What am I doing?
Oh no, bro. We need a producer.
We do need a producer. Do need it. Holla at y'all.
Yeah, we still up, bro.
No, I think we...
I'm back, straight facts, in my bag, straight facts.